Hello, everybody. Okay, so today what I wanted to talk about is what it says above, but besides that, just animals. In India and in a lot of countries, you get the chance to see animals everywhere. I mean, just today I saw chickens and then pigs, and then I saw obviously lots of cows and camels and some mules and a lot of other things. You see them all the time, just everywhere. Dogs, of course, are stray dogs are everywhere, but in general, you see animals everywhere. So the three that intrigued me the most so far is the first were turtles. Turtles I didn't really see in India, but I saw them on my trip to Sri Lanka. It's very touristy, but a lot of people go to turtle hatcheries in Sri Lanka, and it started a little while ago. And there's a lot of places that are created to boost the turtle population. And so it's a really interesting thing to go there. And I held a baby turtle in my hands, and it was the coolest thing ever. We also held like turtle eggs, which was also intriguing. I didn't get the chance to see them being born because it was like a couple hours off. But it would have been amazing to see them hatch maybe the next time I go to Sri Lanka. Just so you know, if you do go to Sri Lanka, it's very interesting to see them being hatched because they do it like day by day, so you can actually tell like what day it is and everything, and like go at the right time. And you can also let them back into the ocean whenever they do let them back. So it was really interesting to go there. The video tells you more about anything else. It's just me being really excited because I had a baby turtle in my hand, and I got to see turtles. But there were a lot of interesting stories. One of the most interesting though is the lucky turtle. And the guy who you'll kind of see in the video who was talking, he essentially, during the tsunami in 2004, had an albino turtle. And he had something like 80 turtles at the time. But for some reason, of all the things he could think of when he saw the tsunami coming, was his turtle, his albino turtle. So he went back, grabbed the turtle, this huge turtle, and then ran away with it. And it was the only one of the few turtles that was saved from that place. So it was put in the newspapers as the lucky turtle. So he let it back into the ocean eventually, this albino turtle. And he had another one for us to see. But that's about it. It's Turtle Hatchery was awesome. And you could see the excitement on my face in the video.
The little turtle just in my hands.
Nooper with little turtles in her hand. It's trying to swim away from
It
her
is trying to swim away.
to all its baby friends.
Do I let it back in?
Yeah, just
You look one day. You look belly button often, navel.
Oh.
3-4 days, navel close, living in the ocean.
Okay. Can I let it jump? Do I just drop it back?
Long tail man, short tail girl.
Oh.
Green turtle, mama 1 meter speed of growth, 230 kilo
Wow.
babies. Dancing. This one 6 months. 6 months, all female, all green turtles, all named Jane from England. Tsunami all destroyed. People come to the work.
So elephants. Now, elephants, of course, are super stereotypical of both Sri Lanka and of India. So it's hard to think that I would talk about elephants at some point. In Sri Lanka, I went to the biggest elephant orphanage in the world, and I got the chance to like bathe elephants, which was really interesting. I got into the water, and there's pictures of me doing that. And they're just so, I don't know what it is about elephants, but they're just so majestic. It's just amazing. But yeah, so I saw the biggest elephant orphanage in the world in Sri Lanka, and it was beautiful. It was right by a river. And then after that, I got the chance to go, when I got back to India, I went to, one was just like a place where they kind of train elephants. And the big difference that I found from Sri Lanka to India is that in Sri Lanka, they treated the elephants really well. You could tell they really respected them. They kind of yelled at them, but it wasn't like they hit them or anything. India is a very different story. India did not treat the elephants too friendly. They don't generally treat the animals too friendly here. So I kind of saw them being hit a lot, and some of them had chains. It was kind of uncomfortable. but elephants were still just so amazing to see. So I saw elephants 3 times so far in India. The first was that I, like saw them like being washed and everything in a river in Kerala, and the second is that I got to actually have an elephant ride. And elephant rides are really interesting because, well, first off, the sad part is that they're not supposed to have saddles on them, is what. But besides that, it's really interesting because like when an elephant needs to piss, it will piss, and it feels so strange to be on the back of an animal when it's just going at it. You can actually feel it gushing, which is kind of weird, but it's really interesting. And I made a big connection with my elephant, and I even fed it, and I was in love. My little elephant was touching the ears and everything, and like gently, of course. I wasn't like scratching at them, but it was really nice. And then the last bit is that we saw an elephant in Karnataka, which what they were doing over there is that they had one elephant who kind of represented the goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. And so you give the elephant the coin, like a coin or like some kind of like blessing, and it takes it and puts it on its head with using its trunk. And so I have a picture of the elephant that does that. But that's it for elephants. They're beautiful, and I am sure that I will see more, and I will hopefully not vlog about them, but they're still kind of awesome.
Helping her push up.
Oh wow. I can't imagine how they move.
You know, such huge
People.
creatures. They're very itchy creatures.
You must How can I talk about India without bringing up cows? Cows are everywhere. They are just sitting there like princesses on the streets. You will not be able to get them to move unless you give them a pat on the back and move them, and even then, they might just sit there. But one of the most interesting things is that cows in India, I don't know if a lot of people realize it unless they're traveling through India, but there's so many different breeds, and each region has its own specific breed to some degree. It's not something that's like categorized, but it's just something that I've been noticing. So one of the breeds that is very popular in Goa had huge horns, just like, I don't know if you'd call them horns, but they're just huge. And I let out like a girlish squeal in the middle of the night because they just kind of nudged their head, and I screamed because I didn't expect the cow to nudge me. But but I think that's one of the best parts is that you see all these different cows, and people really do respect them. It's not like they are sitting there and like praying their days away here or anything, but they sit on the side of the road and they respect them. However, in the bigger cities, you don't see them really hale and hearty. Was when I was in the backwaters, we were passing through some village of Kerala, which I haven't talked about yet, but I will. I saw a lot of them to be a little bit quite healthy in comparison, and that was a relief to see, but more in the villages than in the cities. That's about it. Now you're just going to see pictures of cows. Talk to you guys later. Bye.